Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking about the Fishman TriplePlay Connect for iPad. Now, when I was at Summer NAMM, I met Larry Fishman, which was a real honor for me. I'm a real fan and he said he watches my channel. So hi Larry, thanks for watching. And I was at the booth and I saw the Fishman TriplePlay and I said to him, you know what? I've tried all these different pickups and ways to make my guitar sound natural. I've never tried a Fishman MIDI pickup before. Can I try one? And he said, yeah, sure, we'll send you one. So they sent me this pickup. It comes in a box like this. There's a lot of attachments in here. You've got to choose the correct attachment for your guitar, install it on your guitar. I know you Martin fans out there might not like that I installed this on an HD28, but it's the only guitar that I have right now to install it on. And installation is very easy. You just have to use the correct attachment that they give you in the box, stick it onto the guitar, use this really cool little tool here. I didn't use this the first time and then I regretted it because this is important. You place it between the pickup and the strings and ensure they're the correct height from the pickup using this spacer. Now each string has its own pickup, so that's how it works with the MIDI. And then this is the controller, which is on here with a magnet. I wish the magnet was a little bit stronger because I have knocked it off occasionally, but it's very smart, it's very cool. You've got two buttons on there you can program as well. They give you the cables. The only thing is I have the iPad Pro and the cables that they give you work great with like the regular iPads, the older ones, the newer ones that have the headphone jack. But if you have the iPad Pro, you need to get a dongle because you see here I'm charging, running the pickup in and using a line out for the audio as well. So in the description below, I'll put links to the system itself and also the accessories I'm using. So I bought this dongle, I bought this headphone cable to get the sound into the PA if you don't want to hear the sound through the iPad itself. Of course, you could also plug headphones in there too. So you can also use it with iPhone. I've tested it with iPhone, and again, you need a dongle for the latest iPhones. So I found this online, and this is the only one I actually found that worked. So again, I'll link this in the description below. So check that out on Amazon. Okay, so basically you heard in the example before that I've set up the iPad. Now you do have to do some setup and configuration. You're not going to just pull this out of the box, start strumming and sound like an orchestra. Don't think like that or you'll be disappointed. There can be a slight learning curve here. I'll give you a few tips in the video as we go. So for that fingerstyle intro, I actually had the style here set to fingerstyle, obviously, because I'm playing with my fingers. That works really well. With other MIDI controllers, you can't do this. That's why the app is so good. You can actually set it to fingerstyle or a harder strumming style. So I'll bring that up there. So you can really tweak it for the way that you play and each individual string as well. And then if you look at the app, my goodness me, well, there's so much on here. There's actually a full looper, pads that you can trigger, rhythms that you can trigger here, like samples on any note you like. You can split the fretboard, so only the low E plays a bass sound, or maybe the top three strings play a flute sound. You can really customize exactly what you want. And I won't go through that in detail in this video because it will take me too long. I will in the future if you want me to, let me know in the comments below. But you can find other videos online, and most importantly, you can find the manual, so do read it. A feature I love is you can have two sounds at the same time layered on top of each other as well. So I have my guitar with the K&K pickup plugged into the tone dexter, which is going into my interface. I then have my iPad Pro going into the interface, and I'm mixing those two sounds together. So the guitar by itself sounds like this. Which is a great sound. I love that sound direct. I'm really happy with it. But then I thought, well, this is amazing. Like, I've spent so long trying to get the best acoustic guitar direct sound I can get, but I can now blend sounds in. So even if you do have like a thin sounding piezo undersaddle pickup, if you blend in a pad, a synth pad with it, it can sound huge. And if you blend it in with this, it sounds really great. Let me show you what I mean. I can turn this one off. I can turn this one on. This one is a Los Vangelis synth pad and it sounds like this. See how long it sustains? Of course, you can change that. You can add EQ, add effects, reverbs and delays and make it sound even bigger if you want to. Also adjust the volume easily so you can bring the volume down so it's just behind the guitar. So what I love to do is to strum over that. That also seems to track really well on the synth sound. So check this out. And you could run that in stereo. You could just create this huge sound. It's pretty mesmerizing. You know, I sound like Coldplay out the box, right? Let's show you some other sounds too. So if you ran this into a looper at a gig, you could also do that. And you could do things like program a drum pattern like this. Each fret is a different sound. So you can program a pattern in over your loop station. Then you can select, say, a bass guitar, which sounds more authentic than those octave down pedals that you can buy. And you could play a bass line. Loop that. And then you've got drums and bass going. Then you can strum your guitar over it, loop that. And then you could play a solo. I don't know, you could use like a horn section and play a... or anything you like, you know? It's really cool. If you're a songwriter and you don't play piano or keyboards, this is great because you can record those sounds with your guitar and not the usual keyboard that people use. I do play keyboard. I would probably use that at home. But for a gig, my mind now is open to what can I do with this at a gig? It's kind of exciting, right? And it does more than that too. I haven't even touched on. You can actually trigger loops and samples from the fretboard. So right now, the preset one is a drum beat up here. And then what I can do is bring on that synth and play over it. So if I play the 13th fret low E, this happens. Wow, you truly are a one-person band. That's really fun. Now, of course, again, I found using it live that I would have to set up for each song the samples I want. I can't just use that sample all night long, right? I need to put in my own grooves, arrange the sounds, save the settings for each one with the EQ and the reverb. If you do that, because when you're looping, the last thing you want to do is to be fiddling around with your iPad. It's great to have it there to make quick adjustments and things, but you want to really plan this. You don't want to be like playing and then changing the patch or record that. You don't want those gaps in between. Having said that, it'd be great to have a pedal for this to change just a few sounds. And that brings me on to another issue I had. There's a lot of cables hanging around here. It'd be nice if there was no cables. Well, actually, there is a version. The version before this was a wireless version of the pickup. I believe this is slightly larger, but does stick on a bit better because it's a bigger part. And it's wireless, so you wouldn't have any wires dangling around. So actually, if you want to use this for live performance, check out the original TriplePlay by Fishman, and I'll put that in a link below as well. I'd love to try that one sometime. Yeah, I absolutely love it, to be honest. There is a learning curve. You have to set up the guitar correctly. You might not want to put it on your main guitar on a Martin like this, so get a cheaper guitar, put it on your electric guitar. If you're okay with that. It seems to be absolutely fine to stick it on. It's like 3M tape. Just be very careful when you remove it. The app is easy to install. It's free. You can use it with your phone, as I said, with this dongle, with a modern iPhone. The older iPhones will work. Having said that, this app is so good, I wish Fishman would miniaturize it for the iPhone and I could then use the wireless one with it. So at a gig, I could just pull out the wireless system and the iPhone and just maybe like a miniaturized version with just 6 sounds or even the foot controller and just scroll through sounds. I just want them to be very instant. And to go a step further than that, I like this so much. I think I'd like to have it built into a guitar. I'd love it if Martin and Fishman made a guitar with this built in. There is a company called Riversong Guitars that has a Fishman mic, undersaddle piezo, matrix pickup, and the TriplePlay wireless built in. And they'll be at NAMM next week. I'm going to NAMM next week, Winter NAMM 2020. please subscribe to the channel because I'll be reporting back, and I'm going to try those guitars for sure, and I can't wait to try them. You know, as much as I'm a purist and love my Martin guitar with no batteries and things in it, I also love the idea of modern technology giving us access to new performance tools, and that's exactly what this is. It's really great. The word here is fun. It's really, really fun. But also, if you're getting a bit fed up with your solo performance, or even a band, even a 3-piece band, if you want to start adding in keys and things without hiring a keyboard player, which you should do because it's good to hire musicians, but you should get this and experiment with it. It's about $230 right now on Amazon, and it's just so much fun. It's great, it's inspiring, and it makes you sound bigger and better, which is only a good thing. So thank you to Fishman. I'm going to keep using this. If you get one, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. If you've got any questions or things you'd like me to cover, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments below. I'll see at NAMM if they're doing anything new with this for next year. So subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye on the channel for the NAMM updates. And I'll see you soon. Until then, enjoy.